Hello everyone and welcome back to Global TC. We are here at the Dragon Trail circuit for the 9th event of our season. I do hope you're all well and I hope you're excited for another day of racing. We have had a break week since the last event where we have seen a few little balance of performance changes, so perhaps some slight adjustments to the performance of all the cars for this event, but nothing major. Alfa Romeo's got slightly slower. The same for the BMW. The Honda, meanwhile, has gained a little bit of an advantage with a slight weight reduction to it. And in qualifying, it certainly seemed to pay off, as you're about to see, it is Honda on pole position. Speaking of the grid, let's get to it. At the back of the grid, we will find the first driver at the very back on soft compound tyres, so bold choice there. It's Matt Pulio, third in the championship there in the Ford. Alongside him, it is Scott Sandover in the Alfa Romeo, who's gone mediums. Albert Asante, championship leader there on hards, just ahead. Then we have Dylan Vostenberg also on hards. Ahead of them, we see Adam Liu on mediums, same for Adrian Tisci. Daniel Solon, however, has gone for the hard compound tyre. Ben Driscoll has gone with the soft compound tyre ahead of them for BMW, with Andre Jamil ahead of them on mediums. Then it is Liam Jones and Kieran Kevern both on mediums. Ahead of them we will then see Preston Brennan and Tyler Davison both on soft tyres pushing in race 1 here. Adam Richardson, Jordan Fingal and Lewis Francis have all gone medium compound tyres for race 1, but Vishay Shah starting third on softs. Same for Carlo Durante in second, but on pole position it's Jonathan Mills on the medium compound tyre. The cars are ready, and we are racing at Dragon Trail Speedway in Croatia, and it's a brilliant start there from Carlo Durante, who immediately takes the lead to turn 1, but Vishay Shah's attacking around the outside in the Mercedes. Mercedes yet to win a race yet this season, and look at how close they are as they come through the first turn for the first time here today. Jonathan Mills has plummeted down the order, starting on medium compound tyres. It does not look like it's gone well for him. You can see him all swallowed up in the field there, already down to 7th position, as we see here. That's Preston Brennan in the other Mercedes. He wants to try and get up into the top 3 here. He's side by side with Lewis Francis. Lewis Francis trying to make a move early on here, but on those medium tyres. Preston Brennan on the softs has a bit of a grip advantage. Ben Driscoll also on the soft tyres. He's trying to get past the Subaru here, as these two drivers do battle as they head down towards the hairpin for the first time here today. They're side by side as they hit onto the brakes, and Ben Driscoll with the inside line will get the move done, as now you can see that's a Toyota. That's Davison trying to make the move on Lewis Francis as well as they go through the hairpin. Tyler Davison is on the soft tyres as well. Jordan Fingal, he now makes his way past Jonathan Mills there as they make their way in to the very long S's we have here at this racetrack, and you can see up at the front, it's Carlo Durante in the lead of the race, just ahead of Vishay Shah, and then Preston Brennan in third place at the moment. Mercedes running second and third, the only manufacturer this season yet to win a race. And well, this looks like it could have a chance for them, but the problem is they've got Carlo Durante, a man who's won twice already this season, just ahead of them. Looking now, we see Ben Driscoll. He wants to try and get into the mix with the two Mercedes drivers. He is pressuring them as they head towards the 2 final corners here. And you can see the Mercedes cars very close to each other. Will this give a chance for Ben? Will he look to the inside? And actually it's Brennan that looks to the inside of his teammate, but that cut might actually hold them up a bit as they see Ben seize that opportunity. He goes all the way around the outside. He holds the move and he gets up the position. He's into the podium places now, is Benjamin Driscoll. And now he sees Vishay Shah just ahead of them. And at the back of this group we have Tyler Davison as well, who wants to get involved in the mix. But look there, Preston Brennan is fighting back as they head down towards turn 1. Will Brennan retake the position here as they go into turn 1? It's a very high-speed corner here for these touring cars. Who will come out on top here? The BMW or the Mercedes? Two German car manufacturers doing battle here. Two British drivers behind the wheel as they head into the chicane. And it's Brennan with the inside line in the Mercedes. They bang doors through there, but it's Ben Driscoll who gets up into third position. Had to work a bit harder than he perhaps expected there, and he does go a bit wide, but it looks like he's got that position safe and secured. And now his eyes turning to Vishay Shah, who's just ahead of him. The BMW looking like a strong car still, even after the balance performance changes. Looking further down the field now, we see Matt Pulio started last in this race, third in the championship. The American driver on soft compound tyres. He's made 7 places so far. Make that 8 as he gets up past Liam Jones there. The Ford has had some highs and lows this season so far. Matt Pulio, the first driver this season to get multiple wins, but since then has been consistent but not remarkable in his performances. as he now looks at Kieran Kevern to try and get into the top 10 here for race 2. As we look further down the field, we've got Daniel Solon pressuring the back. Daniel Solon getting pressured by Dylan Vastenberg, but actually it's Dylan Vastenberg who's now feeling the pressure. This train of cars, you can see they're all having to look forward, but also in their mirrors at the same time, as down the inside goes Adrian Tishy as they head through this part of the lap, the middle part here, as they now head towards the multiple fast right-handers here. Not perhaps as fast when you're going side by side, especially if you're driving like that, but Adrian Tishy's held onto it and has made the move whilst drifting, quite frankly. Dylan had a bit of a moment too, but wow, special stuff there as we now look in the battle for the podium positions here. Ben just fending off Preston Brennan as they head towards the line though. It's going to be Carlo Durante who joins the Triple Winners Club as he and Alfa Romeo go back to victory lane here, and Durante's season is really starting to take flight as he wins at Dragon Trail Race 1. Vishay Shah in second, with Ben Driscoll in third position just ahead of Preston Brennan. Tyler Davison in fifth, with Lewis Francis now currently running sixth, but look at how far back he is. The top 5 are miles clear of the field here. Lewis Francis making his way through the final sector of the lap with Jordan Fingal just behind him. Jordan Fingal and Lewis Francis both on medium tyres here. Started at the front of the grid in 4th and 5th place. Now just bringing it home in 5th and 6th, not too bad of a result for them, as they see them make their way through the final corner. One more apex and they'll cross the finish line. Behind them you can see Kieran Kevern for Toyota in 8th position ahead of Jonathan Mills, who started this race on pole position. But with the Honda's trademark poor start, combining that with the medium tyre choice for race 1, meaning he has dropped behind a lot of the other medium runners already in this event, as Kieran Kevern does cross the line ahead of Jonathan Mills. Matt Pulio just behind the Honda there after doing race 1 on the soft tyres. A bold strategy, only P10 though, probably hasn't paid off for him. Behind them it's Richardson, Jones, Jamil, Solon and Adrian Tishy rounds out the points paying positions for race 1. So here we have our official results for race 1 here at Dragon Trail, and as you see, Carlo Durante with his 3rd win of the season ahead of Vishay Shah. Bottom of the championship, Vishay Shah 2nd place will boost his chances this season, although it has to be said, miserable season so far for the British driver. Behind them, completing the podium, it was Ben Driscoll ahead of Preston Brennan. Tyler Davison in 5th ahead of Lewis Francis, Jordan Fingal and Kieran Kevern rounds out the top 8 positions. Just outside the top 8 we had Jonathan Mills, as we mentioned, the pole sitter with a disappointing race 1. Matt Pulio is in a 10th position now after starting at the very back of the field, with Adam Richardson behind him. Then it's Liam Jones in 12th ahead of Andre Jamil and Daniel Solon, as Adrian Tishy takes the final points paying position. Just outside the points we see Dylan Vastenberg there for Alfa Romeo, with Adam Liu just behind him in 17th, with the final 2 positions of the race going to Scott Sandover and Albert Asante, 2 of the drivers at the very top of the championship so far this season. Now it's time to look at the starting grid for race 2 here. At the back, Albert Asante is on the medium compound tyres, Scott Sandover on the hards, and it's Adam Liu on the soft compound tyres ahead of them. We have Dylan Vastenberg on the medium tyres. Ahead of them it is Adrian Tishy, who is on the hards. Daniel Solon is on the medium compound tyres. Andre Jamil is on the soft tyres. Liam Jones on the hards, and Adam Richardson also is one of the drivers on soft tyres for this race. Matt Pulio, after using his softs in race 1, is on mediums. Jonathan Mills, though, has gone softs for race 2, starting race 1 on pole. Ahead of them, it is Kieran Kevern, Jordan Fingal there, with Lewis Francis and Tyler Davison just ahead of them. Lewis Francis on softs for this race. Preston Brennan, he will be starting this race on medium compound tyres, with Ben Driscoll ahead of him. On the front row, we see Vishay Shah and Carlo Durante. Shah on the hards, Durante on the mediums. The cars are ready, and we are racing for the 2nd time today here at Dragon Trail Raceway, and they head towards turn 1, this time a much closer start off the line. Carlo Durante does hold the lead for now, but Vishay Shah charging, as look at the start from Lewis Francis. The Subaru flies off the line once again. He flies past the top 2, and he takes the lead of the race. Francis, once again, and not for the first time this season, has made an incredible start, especially in race 2. Incredible stuff from Francis. He immediately takes the lead of the race, and behind him Carlo Durante, left wondering what on earth he could have done differently there. I don't think there was anything he could do differently, as we see them battling behind. Jonathan Mills getting pushed a bit high and wide on the curbs. him on the soft tyres for this race. Francis, of course, on the softs will have boosted his race start performance, and, well, it showed, as we now see Jonathan Mills, one of the other drivers on softs of this race, trying to make moves early on here, as we see battling just outside the top 10 and just outside of the critical reverse grid positions. Matt Pulio, Adam Richardson, Kieran Kevin all in that little group there, as we see Mills getting down the inside of Tyler Davison now. We'll have to look at the back of Jordan Fingal and Andre Jamil just ahead of them. Jordan Fingal in the BMW here. He's saving his soft tyres for race 3. Can he hold on to as much track position as he can, though, whilst in this current spot? As we see side-by-side racing there, Jamil getting past Driscoll there. Andre Jamil on those soft tyres, making moves quite early on here at Alfa Romeo. Despite having a significant balance performance impact on their car, they are still looking quite quick out there. And the Toyota, that's a massive moment for Tyler Davison. He just holds on to it, but he's lost him 2 positions to Fingal and to Mills. That will also put him under pressure there from the drivers behind him, although they are battling as well, so that might help him out just a little bit. As we see Jordan Fingal getting up that position for free there, he'll be pleased with that one, but he's still got Jonathan Mills behind him, pushing hard on those soft compound tyres. The Honda driver wanting to prove a point here after that tough race 1. Starting all the way at the front and dropping all the way back, but not the best of final corners there from Mills. Got a bit too close to the back of Fingal, and that's hurt him quite considerably. But as we look through the field, you can see up at the front it is still Lewis Francis ahead of Carlo Durante and Andre Jamil. 2 Alphas in the top 3 at the moment ahead of the Mercedes, but it's a Subaru leading the way early on in this race. Now we can see Jordan Fingal is coming under pressure now from Mills as they head through turn 1. The Honda gets down the inside of Mills, and that is Mills up past Jordan Fingal there, and the BMW drops down a position as he on those hard tyres, struggling a little bit in this one. As now look at that, Jonathan Mills already making a little bit of contact at the back of Preston Brennan here. Preston Brennan are going to have to try and cling on to as many positions as he can. He's on medium tyres for this race, so he shouldn't be too bad, but he's still going to have to work hard to stay ahead of a driver on the soft compound tyre. And you can see that quite clearly here. Mills rule over the back of the Mercedes driver. As Mercedes, as we mentioned, winless team so far this season, with both their drivers using softs in race 1. Looks like that may well continue once more here, as we see Jonathan Mills down on the inside of Preston Brennan. Little bit of contact, but he gets the move done nicely. And the Honda now up in at 6th position, and Ben Driscoll ahead of him will be the next one to have to look in his mirrors and keep an eye out for that white, black and red of Jonathan Mills. As Preston Brennan now actually is having to look in his mirrors a bit, as Jordan Fingal is putting the pressure on him despite having a tyre disadvantage here. Just shows how strong the BMW has been at times this season. And the Mercedes, a big question mark really on its performance, as once again it's qualified well, but does it have some problems with race trim? Quite possibly, as it still isn't quite going their way so far this season. As look at that move there from Mills. He switches to the outside midway through the corner and is going to carry the momentum on those soft tyres all the way around that side, but Ben Driscoll just about, can he clear him? Not quite. The Honda gets alongside. That is Mills with the track position now up into the top 5 positions. He'll have to look into his mirrors here just to play it safe, as Brennan now looks to try and take advantage of a slightly put on the back foot Ben Driscoll as they head into the final couple of corners. Brennan on the inside. As you see, Mills pulls away from this group already as they start battling once more. Adam Richardson now looking to try and make up some track position. Adam Richardson on the soft tyres for this race. The VW driver, one of the early championship contenders this season, slightly fallen back as the season's gone, but he's still right in the mix here as they head towards turn 1. And Adam Richardson goes all the way around the side, a bit of a slide there, but he gets the move done. What a move there from Richardson, sliding the car. Beautiful stuff, and he's not done there. He wants to get Ben Driscoll too as they head into the chicane here. VW versus BMW as they're battling further up the road, Shah and Mills, as the VW has got past Ben Driscoll in the background. Mills battling with Shah as they head through the chicane, and Mills gets that move done as well. Lots of battling happening early on in race 2 here. Mills having to work for this one after starting fairly deep in the field despite starting race 1 on pole position. The Honda still would work to do on its race starts, as now we can see Adam Richardson looking to try and follow the lead of Jonathan Mills as they head in to the hairpin. Shah can't really do too much to defend in at the Mercedes on those hard tyres. Just doesn't quite have the grip compared to those on the softs. Just going to try and have to damage limitation this race with perhaps hope of a recovery drive in race 3 when he's back on the medium tyres, a bit more grip. perhaps not race-winning grip, but at least more grip than he's got in this race for Vishay Shah. As now you see that's Ben Driscoll looking to try and make a move here. Ben Driscoll also on the hard tyres, so this is a straight fight between these two. We saw them finishing close to each other in race 1, slightly more success ballast aboard the Mercedes, but the Mercedes with the inside line here as they head into this next group of corners, and they're still side by side there. Ben Driscoll with a bit of a slide, Shah with a bit of a bigger slide there, and that will cost him the position, and now puts him under pressure from his teammate behind on the medium compound tyres, Preston Brennan, trying to drag his car up past his teammate. As you see, that's Adam Liu just behind them. He is on soft tyres for this race as well. He, of course, the winner of the season opener. Hasn't been his season, really, most recently since the Christmas break. He led the championship for the first 6-7 rounds of the season. But then when we hit the Nordschleife, it went a bit wrong for Adam Liu. And now he's perhaps aboard the struggle bus now. But still, it has to be said, he's not giving up. He's in the mix here in this race. And as he makes the move past Preston Brennan, the Renault not looking too bad here in race trim after a tough qualifying. In race 2, it's coming alive on these soft tyres, and it's making some passes as he now looks at the back of Tyler Davison as they head towards turn 1. Lots of side-by-side racing here as down the inside goes Adam Liu. He gets the move done. He's up into 8th position there. Tyler Davison drops to 9th position. Preston Brennan just behind them then, as Adam Liu looks to try and continue his charge forward, as Vishay Shah is the next car just ahead of him. The Mercedes under pressure once again in this race. They've really been in that position a lot of the race. As we look further down the field, Daniel Solon, he's having a bit of a battle with Jordan Fingal at the moment. Solon on the medium tyres, Fingal on the hards. Behind them both, Kieran Kevern on the hard compound tyres, but the Toyota has at times, especially before the winter break, looked like one of the strongest cars in the field, especially in race trim. Despite generally speaking being one of the worst qualifying cars, in race trim it has been flying. Speaking of flying, we see that Adam Liu has got up and past Shah at the hairpin. Vishay Shah now having to once again try and find a gap here, but look at this. Liu's not done with that one position. He wants to try and get Driscoll, and he's going to fire it around the outside and down the inside. As we see the Renault up another position there. He gets up into 6th position here, and his charge is continuing to put on a show for us here. As we look further up the order here, we've got a battle for the final position on the podium. Jonathan Mills just behind Carlo Durante, race 1 winner Durante in 3rd position at the moment, but he's feeling the pressure here. As look at the Honda getting very close to the back of the Alfa Romeo. Can he just take a tighter line on exit here? It looks like it's going to pay off for him, but the Alfa Romeo with a very, very good traction on corner exits there is going to power around the outside. Jonathan Mills, though, able to use that gripping advantage that he has. He gets the position nonetheless. Carlo Durante just having to cling on here. Drops down to 4th position. Still a strong point stay looking like it's going to be for Carlo Durante. We now see here, this is the two Adams, both on soft tyres, both with front-wheel drive cars. These two cars very similar. Renault, VW, going to do battle here. We've seen it already this season, these two battling it out. And once again, it's Adam versus Adam, this time in Croatia. And look at the battle as they head down towards the final couple of corners. A little bit of a look into the inside. There's contact as they went into the braking zone. And it's Liu who gets the move done on Richardson and the Renault there. As I mentioned, not always been a strong car since the winter break, but it has to be said today in particular, it is looking brilliant out there on the racetrack as Liu is flying his way through the field and now passing other drivers on soft compound tyres. You now see Carlo Durante ahead of him as the next car on medium compound tyres. Now this could well be the last chance of making a move here as he goes into the hairpin. We're on the final lap of the race and looks like Liu is going to get this one done as he goes around the hairpin. Nice and easy for the Renault driver. He gets up into 4th position and the podium may be a bit too far ahead, but it's still a very strong drive from Adam Liu after a relatively mediocre race one here for the Renault driver there. The British driver, the season opening race winner, looking to try and get some more points and get his championship challenge back underway. As meanwhile, at the front, a driver who has been winning a lot more recently, one of the free drivers with 3 wins so far this season, and as Lewis Francis comes around the final corner for the final time, this is history once again. We're getting a lot of it, of course, this season in GTC, but it's Lewis Francis here. He's going to be the first one. He's going to be the one that gets to 4 wins first. Lewis Francis is going to come across the line. He wins for Subaru ahead of Andre Jamil. It's 4 wins for Francis. Jamil takes 2nd, Mills takes 3rd to complete the podium positions there. And Lewis Francis is on fire there. Further down the field we see there, that's Adam Liu in 4th position, with a strong recovery drive there for the Renault driver. Carlo Durante in 5th position, strong performance from him. Adam Richardson coming around the final corner now in 6th position. Perhaps slightly disappointing performance from the VW in this race there. Only 6th position despite having these soft tyres on for that race, finishing behind Cartlight by quite a way. Behind them we see a big pack of cars coming out of the final corner. It is Ben Driscoll there in 7th position. Tyler Davison just behind him, and then Preston Brennan just behind them. And as we see them come across the line here, Driscoll will take 7th position ahead of Davison in 8th. Brennan takes 9th, 10th goes to Shah, and will take reverse grid pole for race 3 there. Jordan Fingal just misses out on the reverse grid pole position. He will start 11th ahead of Kieran Kevern, Daniel Solan, Albert Asante, and Matthew Pulio takes the final position in the points. So here we have the results for race 2 at Dragon Trail Raceway, and it is Lewis Francis who takes that 4th win of the season, ahead of Andre Jamil and Jonathan Mills. Adam Liu in 4th position there, ahead of Carlo Durante in 5th place. Adam Richardson in 6th position for Volkswagen, with Ben Driscoll in 7th, ahead of Tyler Davison for Toyota in 8th position there. Just outside the top 8, we had Preston Brennan in a 9th ahead of Vishay Shah. The 2 Mercedes drivers will lock out the front row for race 3. Behind them, it is Jordan Fingal in 11th. Kieran Kevern takes 12th place ahead of Daniel Solan and Albert Asante, as Matt Pulio takes the final points paying position for race 2. Just outside the points, we have Adrian Tishy, Liam Jones just behind him, Scott Sandover in 18th place, and the final position goes to Dylan Varstenberg, as he'll be aiming for a stronger race 3. At the back of the field, then, it is Dylan Varstenberg on soft tyres. It's also soft tyres for Scott Sandover ahead of him. Also, the same can be said for Liam Jones on soft tyres, Adrian Tishy on soft tyres. Ahead of them, though, Matt Pulio on the hard compound. Back to the norm, though, as Albert Asante will start this race on soft tyres, as will Daniel Solan and Kieran Kevern ahead of them. Jordan Fingal, you will never guess what tyres he's starting on. It's softs. Ahead of them, though, Lewis Francis on hards. Andre Jamil is also on hard tyres. Jonathan Mills on hard tyres for this race, as is Adam Liu. Ahead of them, Carlo Durante on hard tyres, and ahead of him, it's Adam Richardson, who breaks the mould by going on to hard tyres. Ahead of them, though, it is Ben Driscoll on mediums, with Tyler Davison ahead of them on mediums. With the front row both being Mercedes cars, Vishay Shah on pole with the mediums, Preston Brennan toiling second on hard tyres. And we are racing here for the 3rd and final time today here at the Dragon Trail Speedway, and look at the start there from the front row drivers. It's Shah who leads Brennan and Driscoll as they head free wide to turn 1. A little bit of a moment there for Driscoll on the inside, but it is Shah who holds the lead around the outside of turn 1. Driscoll looking to try and cut back on the inside to make this move as they head down towards turn 2. And there you can see the BMW's line astern, and Jordan Fingal is already up into 4th position here, although Brennan's fighting back in the Mercedes. He doesn't want to give up this position so easily as they head through the first chicane. It's a big, massive moment for the Mercedes of Preston Brennan and for the Toyota of Kieran Kevern there, as we see that as the 2 BMW drivers ready to do battle there. Fingal on at the back of Driscoll. Fingal now up into 3rd position, just behind his teammate, as they dive onto the brakes into the hairpin here for the final race of the day. You can see Fingal making moves here in the BMW, who gets around the hairpin, and he is into 2nd place now with Vishay Shah ahead of him. Fingal on those soft tyres, Shah on the mediums. We've got a battle for the lead and the win here coming, as Mercedes, they're desperate to get a win this season. Can this race be their chance? They're at the front at the moment, but how long will that last? The second of the Mercedes in 6th there, feeling pressure from Tyler Davison as they battle their way through the S's now. You can see just ahead of them, though, up at the front, Jordan Fingal is right on the back of the Mercedes for the lead of the race. We've got a battle on our hands, folks, as we see them making their way through this really long right-hand corner, battling all the way through. It's really easy to lose control of the car. Grip is critical throughout this section of this lap. And you can see that on display there, as Fingal is right on the tail of Shah, as this is still lap 1, but look at the performance that we're seeing from the BMW already. But saying that, it's a little bit of a look there to the inside for Ben Driscoll. Can he get in the mix for this battle for the win here? He may well be on medium tyres, but he's clearly all ramped up for the fight here. But look at that, that's Kieran Kevern. He is on soft tyres. He could well take the fight to Fingal, as he has. He's gone all the way around the outside, Kieran Kevern has got up into second place here as they're still side by side as they head down the main straight. Fingal side by side with Kevern. Where will Driscoll go? He looks like he's going to push Kieran Kevern past Jordan Fingal there. His teammate will not be happy with that decision from the British driver, but they go side by side through turn 1. Kevern still on the outside. This could well be the battle for the win here, as they may be battling for second at the moment, but with the leader ahead on mediums, this is the chance for both of these drivers to get critical track position. But late on the brakes, Jordan Fingal, he takes the lead of the race. He gets clear of Shah, and he takes that first position that he really so desperately wants. Behind them, Shah now, you can see the difference in grip, dropping back quickly, and now hurting Kevern a lot as Kevern begins to drop back here and is falling back into the clutches of Ben Driscoll. But Kevern watching the race leader just pull away up at the front here. As we now see at the end of lap 2, Kieran Kevern is still stuck behind Shah. The Mercedes, it may not always be the best car in race trim, but it's certainly not a bad car here. It's holding second so far in this one, as we see that's a move from Albert Asante on a soft compound tyres here. He wants to join the club here on the Toyota team. He's trying to make the move there. The championship leader here, looking for a very strong race-free result. As we see Ben Driscoll there in 4th position at the moment, just staying in the mix here. As long as these guys battle, he's got a chance in this group at a podium finish. Albert Asante, though, you can see now in the Toyota putting the bumper to the back of Ben Driscoll, moves Driscoll wide of the apex. That will give Asante the chance to go all the way around the outside, and look at that ahead of them. Kieran Kevern does the same thing. It's Toyota's on the move here in race 3. Kevern takes second place as Shah drops down into 3rd. Albert Asante in 4th position, also on soft tyres, looking to make his way forward as well in this race. But Shah, look at this, he's keeping his nose right in the mix there. The Mercedes not giving up. He knows that he wants to win this season, but so far it's just yet to happen, sadly, for him. As we now see here, them battling towards the final corner here. Scott Sandover on the back of Adam Liu. He's looking to the inside there. Sandover on soft tyres into the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo, been a strong car, as we've seen recently. But Sandover, still one of the drivers yet to win so far this season. He's on the back now of Adam Liu as he tries to slipstream his way past Jonathan Mills down the main straight. Ahead of them both, you can see that's Carlo Durante, the race 1 winner, just ahead of the pair of them on hard tyres. As you see that's Mills fighting back down the inside. Adam Liu, though, on the inside of the corner, defenceless from Scott Sandover on those soft tyres, it has to be said. Flies around the outside of the pair of them as they go through turn 1. Up the road, though, you see Preston Brennan feeling the pressure from Tyler Davison. Dylan Varstenberg's made his way up the order on soft compound tyres, but up at the front it is still Jordan Fingal who leads the race out of Kieran Kevern and Albert Asante. You now see there, that's Liam Jones on the back of Ben Driscoll here. Jones on the soft compound tyres for race 3, both Mitsubishis on the soft compound tyres for race 3 here. And you can see there, diving down the inside. Can he get up into the top 5? He can. He forces his car up the order, gets the move done, and up in to 5th position there for Liam Jones. Ben Driscoll just behind him, but dropping back quickly without the grip to really fight back here. And Liam Jones next up will be looking at the back of Vishay Shah, who sadly for him has been fading down the order in this final race of the day here. Still a strong event though for Shah, bottom of the championship, but having a much more impressive event here than we've seen from him recently in previous events, as we see them going side by side into penultimate corner. As they now head towards the final one, it is Jones who gets the move done. Nice and easy there on those soft compound tyres. He gets up into 4th position. Good stuff from the Mitsubishi. Behind now, Vishay Shah will have to look in his mirrors at Dylan Varstenberg. As you can see already, the Alfa Romeo putting pressure on the Mercedes as they head through turn 1. The Alfa Romeo really going to have to look to the inside here for the chicane. Will he look towards making a move already? He is going to do just that. He goes down the inside. He's going to make that the outside through the second part of the chicane. Shah will put up as strong a fight as he can, but now with the inside line for the final apex, it is Dylan Varstenberg who gets up in to 5th position. Shah, with a bit of a slipstream, might want to try and fight back, but realistically, sadly for him, he's going to have to settle here for that position as Varstenberg just has the grip over him in race 3 here. Shah used his softs early, and whilst that may make these races more disappointing, it means he's already bagged quite a lot of points in this event. We now see here the other Mitsubishi of Daniel Solon as they head down towards the penultimate corner. He's looking at the back of Ben Driscoll, but looking at the back of Solon, we see there that's Adrian Tishy going all the way around the outside. Can he get the pair of them? This could be a miraculous move, and he does. Adrian Tishy passes 2 cars in the final 2 corners. The Toyotas are flying in race 3, as they so often do. Incredible stuff. Tishy up into 7th position. As you see there, that's Daniel Solon. Still behind the BMW of Driscoll. He will get the move done now into turn 1. The Mitsubishi up into 8th position on those soft compound tyres. And as you see just up ahead of them on the road, Vishay Shah, Adrian Tishy aren't out of range just yet here. As we see Daniel Solon is going to have a look here at a move on Adrian as they head down the main straight. They're side by side, 2 drivers on soft tyres here as they start the final lap. They need to really focus on passing Shah, and that's exactly what they do. Shah gets pushed wide, and he gets knocked out of the way, quite frankly, and that loses him those 2 positions. Not a fun race 3 for Shah, but nonetheless, he's going to get points, and he's going to get a few to help him out in his season. Up at the front, though, it's Jordan Fingal. He started today as one of the 2 drivers to have 3 race wins. After race 1, there were 3 drivers with 3 race wins. After race 2, there was 2 drivers with 3 race wins and 1 with 4. As they come across the line now, Jordan Fingal is going to join Lewis Francis in the 4-time winners club. Jordan Fingal, the American, wins in Croatia. As further down the field, it's side by side for second. Albert Asante, Kieran Kevern, they battle through the final corner. Asante gets him in the final corner of the final race here today in Croatia at the Dragon Trail Raceway. Albert Asante charges championship leader to 2nd position. Kieran Kevern takes 3rd. Liam Jones takes 4th position as Dylan Varstenberg takes 5th, just ahead of Adrian Tishy there. Another Toyota making moves in this race. Daniel Solon in 7th. Vishay Shah looking like he's going to hold on to that 8th position there for Mercedes, although having to fight there with Ben Driscoll just at the end. Scott Sandover, perhaps a disappointing 10th for him in the Alfa Romeo on the soft tyres. Behind him, Tyler Davison is going to take 11th position there for Toyota. Behind him, Carlo Durante, race 1 winner, in 12th position, with Adam Liu just behind him. Lewis Francis, race 2 winner, takes 14th place, and the final point from race 3 will go to the Mercedes of Preston Brennan. So now we see the official results here for race 3 at Dragon Trail Raceway. Jordan Fingal joined the 4-time winners club there, and by a comfortable margin at the end. Toyota's taking the next 2 positions on the podium there, Asante ahead of Kevern. We have Liam Jones in 4th position ahead of Dylan Varstenberg. Adrian Tishy in 6th position ahead of Daniel Solon, with Vishay Shah taking 8th place there for Mercedes as they continue to look for that first win. Ben Driscoll takes 9th position there, ahead of Scott Sander with a disappointing race 3 on his soft tyres, ahead of Tyler Davison in 11th place. Carlo Durante takes 12th place for the Alfa Romeo team. Adam Liu in 13th for Renault. Lewis Francis 14th for Subaru, and Preston Brennan with the final point position for Mercedes. Just outside the points, Matt Pulio, he rolled the dice with race 1 soft tyres. Didn't pay off for him in the end with a 16th place finish. Jordan Fingal, Andre Jamil and Adam Richardson round out the final finishing positions for race 3. So that's it for round 9 of the season here at Dragon Trail. I hope you all enjoyed it very much. I certainly did. The racing put on display for us, as always, was incredible. The championship continues to remain oh so close at the top, although it has to be said, Albert Asante is looking hard to beat, as he consistently has those brilliant race 3 recovery drives. Next up, we will be going to Brands Hatch Indy, so expect some contact, some tempers, and, well, some entertainment next week at that racetrack at Brands Hatch Indy, that is, next week. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did. Until next time, goodbye.